Hello, everyone, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where the Pacers lead 1-0 in the NBA Finals. I'm Tony East. I cover the Pacers for Forbes and Locked On Pacers. Got to talk about Game 1 here. Well, we still can. Game 2 coming up in about 3.5 hours. I'm sick. I've been slacking. We're getting on it. We're talking now. Hopefully, my voice can make it 8 minutes because what a start to the Pacers, to the finals for the Indiana Pacers, who are up 1-0 because of a magnificent final 9.5 minutes. Down 15 at that point after one of their lowest plays of the game to me. Pascal Siakam at the cup, misses. Ben Mathurin offensive rebound. He's at the cup, misses. Ben Mathurin at the cup again. He's blocked. It goes out of bounds. Pacers ball. They had 3 chances right at the rim to cut it to about 10 or 11. They missed all of them. On the inbounds under the basket, TJ McConnell throws a pick six way too far. Jalen Williams steals it, dunks on the other end. It's a 15-point Thunder lead after that J-Dub dunk. It felt to me that 4-point swing was a death blow to the Pacers, who had been fighting to catch up, but turnovers got the best of them. They were playing better in the third quarter, but not better enough to erase 15 points in 9.5 minutes. I thought it was over. And I've been at many Pacers miracles this month and a half. Whoops, I'm wrong again. Here they come out of that timeout. Threes from Turner, threes from Nesmith, threes from Nembhard. Obi Toppin playing very well. He's hitting shots. The defense was good enough in making the Thunder really not play their game. What I thought was key there, and the stats have come out now, is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams, 2 great players, were dead set on scoring against their matchups, which were Aaron Nesmith and Andrew Nembhard, the 2 best Pacers defenders. They didn't get good looks for the rest of the team. So those 2 can score, but they weren't able to late. The lead just kept getting smaller and smaller. It got down to 4. Miles Turner, wide open 3 with the Pacers down 4. He misses, and Shai scores on the other end. It's a 6-point game. And at that point, the Thunder went small. They took out Chet Holmgren. The Pacers immediately responded by taking out Miles Turner and putting in Obi Toppin. And I thought that was the biggest moment for the Pacers late because they were losing. They needed to be better at scoring. And usually their starting 5 alone, which is Turner, Siakam, Nesmith, Nembhard, Haliburton, is their best offensive lineup. There are matchups and variations where Toppin in there does make some sense, or even Shepherd in certain alignments. In this case, Toppin in there for Turner did make some sense. And against a smaller group, Toppin's playing a nice game. His pace and size add against his matchup was big. And he's easier to hide, air quotes, on defense when he has such a massive size advantage. So they could go to that. And it worked very well. They were able to get enough stops. Toppin was good on the glass. He got the ball moving. And they kept chipping at it. Big bank in 3 here. Big baskets from Siakam there. Andrew Nembhard hitting hellacious shots. And all of a sudden, they have a chance. And everybody knows what happened at the end now. I'm not going to be breaking down a shot you haven't seen. Cason Wallace doing his best to shade Haliburton wherever. Stays on him. Haliburton gets to his right-hand fadeaway that he loves despite being right-handed. Drilled it. Tons of credit to Siakam for beelining to the rim to be a threat on the offensive glass or for a cut if he didn't get guarded. That took Alex Caruso away from a double team. Let Haliburton be open, and they scored. In that last 9.5 minutes when the Pacers chipped away a 15-point lead, their shot-making had to be good, and it was. And they did a good job for most of the game generating open threes. When they didn't turn it over, their shot quality was very high. We'll get to turnovers in a second. Their defense was quite good against the Thunder's 2 best players and perimeter initiators, right? That's got to hold as the series progresses because those 2 can be awesome. And Chet Holmgren will certainly be better as the series progresses. Their 5-out spacing was not giving the Pacers as much issue as it had throughout a lot of the game. And so this wasn't like other Pacers comebacks in that there was no calamity for the other team, right? No comedic errors like Gary Trent dropping the ball twice in the final 40 seconds, or the Cavs missing some free throws and having their own turnover on the sideline, or the Knicks missing free throws and almost having a turnover and then having a turnover as Siakam steals it under the basket, right? The Thunder didn't turn it over or miss that many free throws. They just couldn't quite score enough down the stretch, and the Pacers scored all the time. And that's what the hope would be for the Pacers for the whole series, is that they can go on stretches like that. Not when they're down 15, ideally for them, but stretches where their offense is good enough to make this Thunder defense move and react and be not suitable for a game. That's not easy to do, but that stretch showed something, and that second half showed something. The Pacers won the third quarter of that game too, and that's where this pivots to game 2 is what half was the fluke of game 1. Thunder up 12 at halftime. Pacers win the second half by 13. Which half will hold as the style of the series? Is it that the Pacers offense is actually good enough to make that Thunder defense move and react and not be as dominant? Or is the Thunder defense good enough to force the Pacers to turn it over a lot and give themselves more chances and give them big leads? Which half will take a grip? I think that will be kind of the story of game 2, is which that was, because the Pacers were down 15 because they weren't playing very well, right? They had a good third quarter, obviously. I'm not trying to take that away from them. They got more comfortable throughout the game, but their turnovers were just pathetic. I mean, throwing it all over the gym, and 12 turnovers that were not steals. What I mean by that is like less enforced turnovers, offensive fouls, travels, launching the ball into the backcourt happened 4 times in that game, right? Stuff that's just, is it the moment? Is it lack of attention? Is the Thunder actually causing this in some way? Who knows? That was where they looked pathetic early to me, is those turnovers. They had 19 at halftime. Their playoff high entering the game was 20. They were 1 away at halftime. They did set their playoff high. They won the game. So they'll hope to cut that number probably in half, maybe even less. Like, they've been such a great turnover team all postseason, but that's what the Thunder do. Teams want to not turn it over against them, and they still do. So what settles in game 2 will be telling, right? Can the Pacers avoid the turnovers? Can the Thunder get their half-court offense going a little bit better? Where does this all settle in? The Pacers had a nice shooting game. Where does that end up coming at some point? But the Pacers will take it because they probably didn't think they played very well, and they're up 1-0, but the Thunder also probably don't think they played very well, and so game 2 will be very telling. Some other stuff that I think mattered, Siakam and Toppin both had big games. That size of player has given OKC trouble a lot of the playoffs. I think they'll be in for lots of potentially big games. Siakam crushing smaller players on switches was a reliable source of Pacers offense early in the game. Tyrese Haliburton's going to have a quieter series, right? He's had big numbers throughout the playoffs, but the endless supply of Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Kaysen Wallace, Jalen Williams defenders that can be thrown at him makes it harder for him to be the lead initiator all the time. I'll be very curious how the Thunder change up their defense against him and how that impacts all the things the Pacers hope to do on the offensive end. Miles Turner did a great job defending Chet Holmgren. I think Chet Holmgren was 1 for 7 defended by Turner. I don't think it'll hold that low. So Chet will presumably be better, but I do like Miles Turner in that matchup. How that shakes out throughout the rest of the series will be a defining characteristic. But the Pacers have guys who can obviously be better than they were in game 1 as well. Nobody scored 20 for the Pacers, and they won an NBA Finals game, which is just monumental. The Pacers bench needs to be better as a unit. Those Siakam plus 4 bench guys, groups that were good against the Knicks, were not good in game 1. So much can change and settle as this series goes. I think both teams will think, we didn't play well, and we can be better in game 2. So what actually settles in game 2? It's tonight. I will be there. I'll have a video on this channel probably Tuesday, maybe Monday, but there's a travel day there for me, so less time to fit things in. But great finals with 2 clashing strength sides of the balls for both teams. Can't wait to see where it goes next. And the Pacers are about to play the biggest game in their franchise history. They're ahead in the finals for the first time ever. We'll have much more coverage on this channel, Forbes, and Locked On Pacers, and maybe more. We'll see. Thank you all for watching this one. We'll see you very soon.